This is Holding Space with Al and Taz. I'm Taz.
I'm Al. Let us share a little bit more about holding space. So, Taz, I refer to Taz as Tazzy. So you're going to hear me call her Tazzy as we progress with our videos. But one of the things that Tazzy and I have noticed in the work that we do, so we'll share a little bit more about what each of us do. We've been aware that people have been really battling with certain, well, not battling, Tezzy, that's not really the word, but challenge,
Yeah,
right?
the journey is not, it's not smooth.
Yeah, so their life journeys at the moment. That I do quite a lot of coaching, and Tazzy does quite a lot of one-on-one work with individuals, and we've just had very similar questions coming up in the work that we do from people, and we just felt that maybe it's time to create a YouTube platform where people can just listen to the videos, interact with us
Yeah.
on these issues that they're facing. Because I don't think it's just unique to the people that we are working
No,
with
and
and journeying
also
with.
within ourselves as friends and in our sisterhood, we've often shared and had these, really deep questions about life and reflecting on ourselves and what we've processed and go through and experience on our journey. So yeah, it's definitely not just us. It's everybody else. So everybody has a burning question. It could be anything from work, relationships to I don't know,
Health.
yeah, all of those things. Anything in between.
And I don't know, Tezzy, I just feel like these questions have become more profound for people in the last 2 years. So I think, this whole pandemic or whatever we want to call it,
Absolutely.
it's ignited internal questioning, I think, for people. Whether it's a resignation from a job that you've been doing forever and you really, have not enjoyed it, and suddenly you've had this wow moment or this aha moment of I can't continue doing what I'm doing. To, as you say, whether I'm sitting in a relationship, am I truly happy? Am I experiencing joy on a day-to-day basis?
Yes.
To I mean, maybe it's a relationship with parents or whatever it may be.
Anything.
My health, am I optimizing my wellness?
Yeah.
These are just things that I think people have become more tuned into, maybe.
A lot more aware. I mean,
that's the word.
So whatever you want to call it, the pandemic has allowed people to they've forced people to reflect on these things. Because we were all at home or within our whatever space we occupied for these years, and you've had to face some things you may not have dealt with or faced any other way. So exactly. They've all then come to the surface, and we've just been buried under busyness and life. Yeah. So it's now time to address those things.
And you know what, Taz? I think that, as spirit having what we would term this human experience, I think what's starting to happen, this is just my view on it, is that people are starting to more consciously feel spirit speaking. Or igniting their spirit selves. So we've been very grounded in the human experience, maybe, but now suddenly there's more going on. People are just suddenly having this awareness. I love that
of
word.
Of
the more.
Yeah.
And what is this more? And how do I, what do I do moving forward that opens up this more? And it's it's not an easy journey. I mean, we've journeyed.
We battled through some tough
stuff.
spaces, yeah.
And we just felt that it would be so great to have this platform where we could literally hold space for anybody that feels called to share with us in the comments. But we're also going to share later on. Tazzy will just give you a little bit of a breakdown in terms of what we are offering in this holding space.
Yes.
Tazzy, do you want to just give the listeners and the viewers a little bit more information about yourself?
Right, so as you know, my name is Taz, also known as Tazzy. So I've come from really a corporate background to begin with. And my journey really started with becoming really ill. So my health was my passage to awareness, if you want to call it that. So yeah, really spent a lot of years in corporate call center. To be honest, was where it all happened, and so as much as I may not have enjoyed it, I have huge gratitude to my journey there. And then my health journey led me to uncovering modalities that would help me to pass, get through the healing phase. And along that, I also, learned from many teachers, so many wonderful beings out here that are spreading a message of awareness of the spirit self, of delving deeper into, knowing who you are. So yeah, now I am a life activation practitioner. I do crystal healing, I do Reiki, and I'm an animal communicator. So yeah, it's quite a different journey from where I started, but actually corporate is where I met Al, and that's where we connected.
Yes, didn't we just? I think it was almost two like-minded souls.
I mean,
finding
it was a magnetic pull.
Yes, it was a
sure.
magnetic pull, and it was just this like, wow, we're stuck in this corporate space, and yes, and I think it was a like-minded connection that happened.
Absolutely.
So to introduce myself, everyone calls me Elle. Most people call me Elle,
Yes.
but it is short for Alison. But I don't really that doesn't resonate with me as well as Elle does. And yes, so I, as Tazzy mentioned, come from a deep corporate background in terms of career. I worked for many years for a big Fortune 500 organization. And in many ways, I'm grateful for that, because this realization of actually how toxic corporate spaces can be. And then I ventured out into becoming an entrepreneur, which is what I am now. So I'm a founder of 2 businesses. I began my metaphysical journey probably 25 odd years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was just literally one of those moments in your life where it's a tipping point, right?
Yes.
Where I just knew there had to be more than what I was experiencing, and the universe aligned as it always does, and suddenly the teachers came into my space.
Yes.
The right people, the sort of inner circle changed, and it's been a beautiful journey ever since.
Absolutely.
Not a plain
easy.
sailing
Not
journey.
Easy.
Not easy.
No.
So I would call myself a metaphysician now. And I've studied with many different teachers, and really taken a lot of what I've learned, both internally,
yes,
and externally, so
yes,
the within and the without, and I now use it in a coaching space, in a mentoring space. I like to call it the wizardry space, sharing wisdom, and yes, and then I'm now in my sort of passion,
yes,
career-wise is generations. I'm a generation specialist, and I go back into corporates and blend generations, which is quite fun. But I also, as I say, coach and help the youngsters in the entrepreneurial space, because I feel like this is a very important space that our younger generations need to be embracing as they move forward. So that's what we do.
Yeah, that's who we are.
Yes, that's who we are, and we're very excited about this platform.
I am. I mean, scared at the beginning, but totally excited now.
And I have to say, Taz, I mean, we're literally doing this from the heart.
Yeah, totally.
This is not something that we're used to being on camera, but we're really just speaking from the heart. No major preparations.
No.
Just sharing what comes up for us, and hopefully that resonates with you. And we will be doing different videos on an ongoing basis regularly. Do you want to talk more about?
We're gonna definitely be trying as hard as we can to keep this as regular, to keep the momentum going. and help you on your journey as much as our conversations have helped each other. So what we want to do and offer are also, besides, we want to access, as many people as possible. So we want to have YouTube videos, which is this platform. And we would also like to have one-on-one sessions, offer one-on-one sessions for anyone else who's called to that, and group sessions. These sessions will help us to create a more intimate setting where we can delve even deeper, on a really, really, like I said, intimate level.
Connected.
And it's connected. It's safe. That's what we wanted to do, is to create a safe space for everyone to be able to share, speak freely. So if you are called to this and all of this resonates with you, we'd really like you to join us on this journey, on this platform of holding space.
And Taz, a word that just popped into my space right now is vulnerability.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people are feeling right now.
Yeah.
Deeply vulnerable, but is it safe to actually share that vulnerability? Because we've been so programmed not to share that.
Yes.
I know definitely in the divine masculine space, it's hard to share vulnerability. But I think equally for the divine feminine. Because we, especially in the corporate spaces, right, we know that
to hold your own, you've got
to hold your own, be strong, not gonna cry, not gonna do any of those kind of things. So I feel like what I'd love to see in this platform itself, in the entirety of holding space, is for people to know and trust that it's okay to bring the vulnerability and the humility.
Heart space is what we do. We just want you to access your heart, and whatever that feels like for you, answer that call. And vulnerability is something we've journeyed through as well. It's not been easy to access that deep state of vulnerability. It's a process, but that's what we are here to help you access
and just be.
Yeah.
We were all, I think in life at the moment, we're so busy doing.
Yeah.
And we don't enter into the space of being enough. And so hopefully this platform will also allow you to do that, just to be in that space of being, and whatever comes up.
Absolutely.
We don't plan for this to be rigid or linear. It's more of a quantum space.
And really just us chatting with each other, but with you as well.
Yeah.
So we'd love to have you join us on this platform. We will be discussing different topics in each video, and we'd love your input on any other topips you'd like us to discuss.
So what's the next video? So the next video
is going to be actually quite a deep diving one. We're going to ask the question, who am I?
That's exactly what we're going
to do. That is the question I think we're all asking ourselves constantly. Even if you've been on the journey for however long, you still keep asking yourself the question, who am I?
Who am I? The I am.
Yeah, the I am.
So join us with that. We'll certainly have teasers in terms in between, letting you know when we'll post that video. In the meantime, we'd really like to ask you to do the usual YouTube stuff,
which is the like, subscribe, and comment, and please share. We'd really like to continue this journey and just share from the heart with you.
It's been great meeting you, and we look forward to future connections.
Lots of love from Al and Taz.
Lots of love.